Woo, child, come on in, come on in. Y'all, we have to talk about this situation between Chad Ochocinco and his ex-fiancee, Sharelle Rosado. Well, honey, recently, Sharelle spilled some lukewarm tea during a chit-chat with Carlos King. And let me just say this, she had quite a bit to say. First of all, she claims that Chad was up to his old tricks again, and that is dating multiple women at the same time. That has always been his brand. Charelle, I don't know what you thought, but that's been on brand for him. But see, this is old tea because we knew Chad was cheating, but we didn't know how he got caught because the rumor that was circulating is that she caught him in bed with his mistress, but she laid that to rest and said no, she didn't catch him in bed with another woman, but she went through his phone. But here's the gag. When she got with Chad, she was actually still a married woman. And Charelle, sweetheart, you wasn't very honest during that interview with Carlos because you said you cheated in your younger years, but you didn't mention that when you got with Chad, you were still a married woman. Because, well, she got with Chad, 4 or 5 years ago, and she was married. Now, if y'all didn't see the interview she did with her homegirls, she mentioned that Chad was pretty much her sneaky link. She said, to defend her actions, she did say that she had already emotionally checked out of the marriage. Mind you, they were still living together. And because of this affair, her ex-husband can't stand her. Even though they have a child together, he don't want anything to do with her. If he wants to talk to his kid, he does not go through Charelle. That child has a cell phone. He don't want to have a damn thing to do with Charelle. He hates her. Her words, not mine. So let me ask y'all this. Is it okay to cheat just because you're emotionally checked out? Married women, what do you think? If you're not emotionally connected to your husband, does that justify cheating? Let me know. And Chad, close your legs to married women. So I'm going to play y'all the video where she said, she was creeping around with Chad, and then I'll be back.
With somebody else. Like you're in a relationship, you love this person you're in a relationship but you want to
venture off.
Dip your toe in somebody else's pond.
Us as women, our answer will be different because we are emotional creatures.
I agree.
And I feel like, when I was younger, I used to have the tit for tat mentality, and I cheated on my ex-husband with Chad.
Really?
I wouldn't say cheat because I mentally checked out.
I understand. So you were almost done with that relationship.
I was done.
So you were done
I was
with
mentally
that
checked out. And I grew an emotional attach. So it was like I was already physically attracted to him. So it just made it even better.
But see, that doesn't feel like tit for tat. It just feels like you was done and somebody else caught your attention.
But at the age I'm at now, I felt like it was wrong because I should have ended that relationship.
All right, so y'all heard what she had to say, and we kind of got an update on this story when she did her interview with Carlos. But the details she said on her podcast with her girlfriends is completely different than what she's telling Carlos. And I'm thinking the story changed because she got a lot of backlash. Because none of the stuff you said on the podcast with your friends, girl. I'm not saying she lied. I'm just saying maybe she forgot, but the story is completely sort of different. So the story she tells Carlos kind of sheds some light on why she cheated or doesn't. So she said that she did not get married until she stepped out with Chad. And she said that she got married because the man, her husband, didn't want to lose her. So they got married. So I'm trying to figure out, at what point did you cut off Chad? Because you was dealing with him before you and your husband got married. Girl, I don't think she ever cut Chad off. But anyway, she said that she did some cheating because her husband was doing some cheating of his own. Okay, she said she was pregnant and he was out sleeping with this person, that person, and the next person. But this ain't what you said on the podcast with your friends, girl. I ain't saying you lying. I'm just saying the story has changed.
And for him, Like, y'all don't know my story. Y'all don't know what happened. We weren't married. He married me after I stepped out with Chad because he didn't want to lose me. So
let's talk about that. You were in a relationship prior to meeting Chad.
Yeah,
you were
with my son's father.
With your son's father, and you cheated on your son's father with Chad.
Yes.
You stepped outside of the relationship.
It was done. Like, I went through so much with him. It was a lot. And it was to a point where I was like, whatever. Like, we were building a house and everything. We were not married, but we were together for 6 years. So, but it was so much after when you're getting cheated on constantly and you're staying there, like, you're pregnant and they're not there. They're out with their ex. It was so much going on in that relationship. And I finally had enough. I was like, I'm just going to do me.
Ooh, girl, Sharelle, I am so sorry you had to go through that. Being cheated on, and then on top of that, you're pregnant, and then you're leaving one cheating man and to end up with another one. You think you moved on the whole time. You're in a similar situation that you just left. And it sucks. But Sharelle wants us to mind our own damn business because some of us, she said, are in a worse relationship than she was in. And that's true. Some of us are, but I'm not going to mind my business. No, you're on my internet giving a public interview. I'm going to publicly comment. But anyway, I wish you the best. She says she and Chad are still friends. But what's confusing for me is she said out of all the men she dated, Chad is the best one she's ever had. So I'm going to play those clips and y'all give the video a thumbs up and comment, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
The street is that you discovered Chad was cheating on you with home surveillance footage.
That's not true.
That's not true.
I went through the phone.
You went through his phone, and what did you see exactly?
Women. Just women everywhere.
Like photos of women?
They're going to throw themselves at him because of who he is. Chad is a fine-ass man. Like, he's very good looking. And he's showing out now because he's in the gym. But, yeah, it was...
Was it text messages?
Look at Carlos.
You know, because I want to be...
Listen.
No, because I want to be able to make sure you clear the air. Because, again, a lot of people did think he gave you an STD.
He did not give
Okay,
me.
so we want to make that clear.
He never gave me an STD.
Okay, so I'm glad we made that clear.
Yeah.
A lot of people ran with the story that you saw him having sex with another woman in the house.
I wouldn't be in this chair right now if that happened.
Okay.
You'll have to bail me out, Carlos.
Okay, and I will. You're my sis. I got you. We're going to accept the plea deal, though, but I'm going to make sure to bail you out. I got you, babe. I got you. I promise.
No, I respect Chad, and, at the end of the day, we're still a family. Like, no matter what things happen, nobody's perfect, and I'm not here to judge him because I've had, infidelity issues. It happened to me. I did it to someone when I was in my younger days. So, things happen. We were going through a rough patch. But instead of, leaning on someone else, we should have came closer and spoke on it.
When you discovered he was entertaining other women via the phone, were you two not in the best place in the relationship at the time?
No, we was not.
You were not?
No. Because he's working all over the place, and I'm working, filming. It was just a lot. It was very stressful. And going back and forth, my kids were in school, so when I wasn't filming, I was up in Tampa. So it was a lot going on.
When you discovered it, what did you do after going through his phone?
We can't talk about that.
Did you get violent?
I did not get violent, Carlos.
Okay.
There's not a violent bone in my body.
You are a Libra woman. Yes, it is. You're a Libra woman.
No, we had a few words.
Did a couple of things get thrown in his direction?
I cannot speak on that.
Okay. Did you cry?
Of course. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He did too.
What made him cry?
Probably thinking of losing what we have. Or, I don't know but he cried too.
I'm not here to make excuses for him.